In the latter stages of its evolution, television has increasingly embraced sexuality as a central theme in live-action entertainment. However, we're not exactly unaware of how TV animation has historically afforded much more creative freedom in portraying attractive, scantily clad characters, particularly with the emergence of comic book influences over the decades. Although this may have a significantly derogatory impact on children's perceptions that warrants exploration, that is definitely not our topic of conversation today. Now, contrary to the notion that cartoons are solely for children, the 80s and 90s saw a distinctive shift in animated content. While action cartoons during this era appealed to both adults and children, one of the most notable aspects was the deliberate inclusion of alluring female characters, some of whom even got us having a crush on them. While some of these female cartoon characters exuded a natural appeal, many were explicitly designed to be attractive, creating a trend of animated bombshells that honestly left all our jaws collectively dropped. However, this trend appears to have waned in contemporary kids' animation, reflecting a positive shift towards portraying women with much more diversity. Despite this evolution, it most definitely is intriguing to revisit the bygone era of animation, because even if cartoons like G.I. Joe and Thundercats maintain some sort of innocence in their narratives, they took most of that away by introducing attractive female characters. And animated movies like Roger Rabbit and Cool World definitely took it up a notch, overtly acknowledging and exploiting the allure of their animated women. The 80s and 90s, therefore, stand out as a period filled with risque cartoon ladies who undeniably captured the audience's attention. So, in this video, we'll journey back to an era of maturation light and prepubescence and attempt to rank the 14 hottest female cartoon characters of all time. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Lola Bunny, Looney Tunes. If you grew up watching Looney Tunes, it is certainly news to you that even for children's cartoons, Lola Bunny stands out as a cartoon character who boldly pushed the boundaries with her allure, which honestly extended beyond mere sultriness, given that she is an anthropomorphized cartoon bunny. Introduced in 1996's Space Jam, Lola played a dual role as the Toon Squad's only genuinely skilled toon player, while serving as the love interest of Bugs Bunny. Initially, Lola Bunny was portrayed as a professional basketball player, showcasing her prowess in almost every match against nefarious monsters. As a character, the rabbit embodies positivity and goodness, consistently radiating optimism. Plus, Lola's benevolent nature is evident in her interactions, always offering helpful insights and maintaining awareness in her conversations with others, which contributes to her overall appeal. Lola's character sparked quite a bit of introspection among the audience and raised questions about the film due to her being a rabbit. However, her combination of sass and skill definitely got our eyes hooked on her. Voiced by Kath Soucie, in her debut appearance, Lola's design contributed significantly to her overarching hotness, with particular attention to details like her ponytail ears. Despite the initial uncertainties surrounding her character, Lola Bunny definitely left an indelible mark, leaving audiences captivated by her unique blend of charm, skill, and distinctive design. The Baroness, G.I. Joe. Well, the creators of the Baroness certainly understood the impact they intended to make. Serving as the right-hand woman to Cobra Commander, the Baroness assumed the role of a femme fatale, doubling as Cobra's intelligence officer. This woman is a lethal combination of beauty and deadliness, given that she approached every battle with ruthless determination, displaying an unwavering commitment to Cobra's cause. However, we're sorry to say that the Baroness is already spoken for, as she has been claimed by the metal-masked weapons supplier of Cobra, Destro. For any young viewer immersed in the 80s G.I. Joe fandom, the allure of this catsuit-clad villainess was undeniable, sparking fixation for various reasons. The Baroness, with her impeccable skills and undeniable allure, embodied the complete fantasy package, even though she existed solely as a drawing. And what makes her even hotter is that anyone even approaching this Cobra can meet a fatal end as she wields the danger of skin-based biochemical warfare. So in essence, this woman is a walking, talking, not really existing deal-breaker. Chitara Thundercats. Given that Thundercats is notably a narrative intertwined with the theme of puberty, with Lion-O embodying a boy in a man's body who, apparently, wields a growing magic sword, it really doesn't come as a shock to us that the only prominent female character, Chitara, was primarily subjected to sexualization. Besides, it was pretty evident that the creators seemingly aimed for their audience to be illicitly attracted to an anthropomorphic cheetah woman, which is a peculiar choice in itself. Nevertheless, despite the apparent focus on making her a sex symbol, Chitara's design remains iconic, right down to her distinctive 80s hairstyle, and, of course, that tight bodysuit that accentuates her character design just in the right places. So Chitara stands out not only for her memorably sexy appearance, but also for her indomitable character. Beyond being a visual standout, she proves to be one of the most iconic cartoon women of the 80s due to her compelling attributes. Her status as a badass is well-deserved, given her proficiency as a skilled speedster and martial artist wielding a bow staff, giving us countless moments to examine how she hits hard with more than just her looks. April O'Neil, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The fictional character was first introduced in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, serving as the first human ally to the Ninja Turtles. However, in the 1980s animated series TMNT, April O'Neil is portrayed quite differently. With red hair and a consistent wardrobe featuring a yellow jumpsuit, April assumes the role of a reporter for Channel 6 News. The narrative unfolds as April, following a hot news tip, becomes the target of an attack and, seeking refuge, ventures into the sewers, prompting the turtles to come to her rescue. The choice of a jumpsuit for a reporter might raise eyebrows, but it seems to align with the show's approach to appeal to the TMNT-loving kids, fostering a sexy, crush-worthy image for April. Also, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon definitely pushed boundaries, not only by occasionally sexualizing April, which was seen in many instances like her bathrobe scenes, but also by presenting her as a mature, employed adult woman hanging out with mutant teenagers, further adding a scandalous dynamic. For many viewers who watched TMNT during their childhood, it is likely they harbored some level of admiration for April, given that her character is that of a spunky reporter in a tight, low-cut jumpsuit. But the future iterations of April toned down the sexualized aspects, possibly in recognition of her sex appeal in the original series, as she was considered too provocative for a character in a children's cartoon.
He had a hole in his head. Try me.
Catwoman, Batman the Animated Series. Honestly, nearly every iteration of Catwoman embodies the epitome of sexiness, of course with the exception of Gotham's street urchin. However, the animated version that stands out the best on all fours is most definitely the Selina Kyle introduced by Batman the Animated Series, primarily because of the series' overall excellence. Clad in leather and exuding feline allure, this female cartoon character shares a striking resemblance to Michelle Pfeiffer's portrayal in Batman Returns. In this animated series, Catwoman, aka Selina Kyle, diverges from the traditional jewel thief persona. Instead, she takes on the role of an animal activist who is actually a socialite belonging to a very rich family, but absolutely loves stealing rare jewels for the poor. Despite her penchant for robbing, even Batman can't stay mad at her for long, given that he often finds himself flirting with her or even assisting her in fights rather than opposing her. Throughout the series, Catwoman attends upscale parties to pilfer for the benefit of animals and is accompanied by her adorable black cat Isis during her heists. This badass woman simply does not give a sexy character. but an entire lifestyle that combines charm, activism, and a touch of larceny, which is somehow worth drooling over. Even Batman couldn't resist her charm. Who were we to fight it? Mary Jane Watson, SpiderMan, the animated series. Nostalgia immediately sweeps over us 90s kids as we fondly recall SpiderMan, the animated series, a Fox hit that spanned 5 seasons, captivating audiences with its adaptation of various comic storylines, including the exploration of Peter Parker's multiple love interests, such as Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat, and Mary Jane Watson. The animated series remained faithful to Mary Jane's comic origins, meticulously developing the relationship between Peter and MJ. However, a Gwen Stacy-like twist unfolded in her storyline as she seemingly met her demise only to be cloned by Miles Warren. Overall, Mary Jane, Peter Parker's most iconic love interest, has definitely captivated fans with her fiery red hair in the comics, but her animated portrayal in Spider-Man the animated series unarguably showcased her at her best. The mid-1990s animated aesthetic, characterized by distinctive sweaters, seemed to enhance her allure, giving her the girl-next-door vibe we all sucker for. Plus, the plot highlighted their journey from a blind date to a solid romance, though Mary Jane's mysterious disappearance for sure added an element of intrigue. The unresolved nature of her vanishing act as the series concluded surprisingly was not a turnoff for some of us, perhaps even adding a touch of unexplainable mystery to her character.
How to behave.
Rogue, XMen the animated series. There is an undeniable allure to a touch of Southern charm. I mean, the accent, the distinctive look, and the unique mannerisms all contribute to creating someone truly special. And in the realm of mutants, that someone is Rogue. Her ascent to fame was notably propelled by the X-Men animated series, where she emerged as a prominent member of the X-Men team, alongside iconic characters like Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Charles Xavier, and Storm. Her presence easily became one of the standout elements of the show, and it really wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that her backstory episodes were among the series' finest moments. In X-Men the animated series, Rogue is portrayed in what many consider to be the sexiest iteration of the character. Formerly associated with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and now a seasoned member of the X-Men, Rogue, also known as Anna Marie LeBeau, boasts a rich and varied history. Possessing a unique mutant ability, Rogue has the innate capacity to temporarily absorb the abilities of individuals she comes into physical contact with. This absorption encompasses a broad spectrum, including their memories, physical abilities, and superpowers. Rogue's transformative capabilities extend beyond mere physical attributes, as she can assimilate characteristics such as strength, energy, knowledge, talents, and even the personality of the individual she touches. Plus, this absorption ability is not limited to superhuman powers. It extends to members of specific races or emotive extraterrestrials. Through direct skin-to-skin contact, Rogue can actually tap into and adapt the full range of another person's capabilities. It's a power that transcends the ordinary and can encompass abilities ranging from the extraordinary to the godlike, making her an indomitable and versatile member of the mutant universe. But anyone wishing for a human embodiment of someone like Rogue must also remember that even if she is the hottest mutant in the series, sex with her will most definitely be your last. In a way, that's not the worst way to go, is it?
Tax. Hope it's not a rental.
Harley Quinn, Batman the animated series. We all know that Harley Quinn, created by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, initially served as a comedic sidekick to the Joker, and interestingly, was a hot addition to the character dynamic. While contemporary critics often highlight the character's evolution into a modern sex icon, it is essential to acknowledge that Harley Quinn's origins already carried a certain level of sex appeal. Designed originally to jump out of a cake as a humorous gag, Harley became a lasting character in her own right. Acting as a complement to the Joker's insanity, she remained a consistent presence even as her character developed beyond the initial gag. Plus, Harley's role expanded beyond her infatuation with the Joker, as depicted in Batman the Animated Series, where she exhibited flirtatious behavior towards various men. The nuanced adult undertones in her character were further emphasized in the movie Batman and Harley Quinn. While acknowledging the shift in Harley Quinn's portrayal over time, it's important to recognize that her initial creation already carried elements of sexiness and flirtation, contributing to her enduring sex appeal. Plus, we all have a certain weakness for walking red flags, and Harley Quinn is most definitely the hottest one out there.
Ladies, keep talking to him!
Storm, X-Men the Animated Series. Storm, a character of both captivating beauty and lethal power, embodies the allure of a sun shower, coupled with the destructive force of a tsunami. This woman's range is diverse enough to entice an entire stadium with her looks, or unleash the power to induce earthquakes that can crumble the same stadium. Amongst the X-Men, Storm easily stands out as one of the most powerful mutants, earning the distinction of being classified as Omega level, a designation held by very few mutants. Although personal preferences may shift, Storm's unique combination of beauty and invulnerable abilities has positioned her as an undeniable force within the mutant ensemble. While my initial attraction might have leaned towards Rogue during childhood, luckily as I grew up, so did my 2-bit brain cells, which finally realized that any possibility of physical intimacy with Rogue could be fatal, which naturally shifted my focus to Storm. Acknowledging Storm as the best among the mutant cohort stems not only from her dominant presence emphasized by her glowing eyes, but also from her ability to conjure cool breezes or orchestrate thunderstorms, elevating any encounter to a sublime level. Talia, Batman the Animated Series. Talia Alghoul is a character first featured in DC Comics, debuting in Detective Comics issue number 411 in May 1971, crafted by Dennis O'Neil, Bob Brown, and Dick Giordano. As the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, a notorious crime boss and one-time lover of Batman, Talia Alghoul has a complex and intriguing backstory. But one thing is for sure, as far as all of the other versions of Talia go, the one from Batman the Animated Series is most certainly the hottest. Given her femme fatale persona and her otherwise sexy demeanor, this woman is the literal embodiment of a smoking hot female cartoon character. Talia's lineage ties her to Ra's al Ghul, a 6th-century-old warlord self-proclaimed as the head of the demon. Talia al Ghul is a mysterious and loyal member of the Society of Shadows, led by her father. Her unwavering devotion and love for Ra's al Ghul create internal conflict, especially when juxtaposed with her romantic feelings for Batman, Ra's adversary. In her initial appearance, Batman rescues Talia from Dr. Dark, the leader of the League of Assassins. However, they later discovered that the guild is actually under the command of Talia's father, Ra's al Ghul. Dr. Dark, having turned against Ra after failing in his assigned mission, is ultimately dealt with by Talia, who saves Batman's life in the process. Lady J, G.I. Joe, a real American hero. So, if you didn't know, Lady J is a fictional character in the G.I. Joe, a real American hero toy line, comic books, and cartoon series. She originated as a creation for the Sumbo G.I. Joe cartoon series in 1984. Subsequently, she was adapted into an action figure and integrated into the comic book series in 1985. Serving as the G.I. Joe team's covert operations specialist, Lady J is recognized for her multifaceted skill set and, of course, her super hot, bossy femme fatale exterior. I'm sure many of you wouldn't think twice before letting her walk all over you. With her introduction, Lady J became a compelling and visually striking character. Renowned for her combat proficiency, she exhibited the ability to incapacitate opponents using various means, be it fists, firearms, or her javelin. Plus, it should be noted that there was an episode where she even managed to whoop somebody's ass with a handbag. Sustainable and hot, this woman surely is an all-rounder. Another particularly memorable episode featured Lady J and the Baroness when the duo were kidnapped and fought a horde of robots with Lady J impeccably attired in business casual and the Baroness in a bikini, adding an unexpected twist to the action. Probably the most iconic scene in the entire show. Plus, Lady J's outfit is highlighted as a realistic and functional uniform, standing out for its practicality while still exuding a certain attractiveness, given that it hugs her just at the right curve. So, it goes without saying that her character's design successfully balances functionality with visual appeal, contributing to Lady J's enduring popularity within the G.I. Joe universe.
No!
Poison Ivy, Batman the Animated Series. While Poison Ivy originated in comic books, her inclusion in Batman the Animated Series marks her animated debut, making her a notable character in the world of animation. In Batman the Animated Series, Poison Ivy emerges as an alluring antagonist, captivating fans with her classic costume and her adept use of seduction as a weapon against her enemies. Over time, Poison Ivy undergoes a transformation, acquiring a distinctive green hue to her skin, a change that doesn't really diminish her appeal in the eyes of many fans. Within the DC animated universe, Poison Ivy undoubtedly stands out as one of the bombshells, leaving an indelible mark on animated portrayals of female characters in the 90s. Renowned for her signature Bruce Timm-drawn figure, Poison Ivy's captivating presence extends beyond her physical appearance. Not only does she boast a visually striking aesthetic with vibrant red hair, a green outfit, and mesmerizing green eyes, but she also possesses the ability to manipulate men through her plant pheromones. As a seductive eco-terrorist, utilizing her stunning looks to manipulate those around her, this character's connection with nature adds depth and complexity, making Poison Ivy a truly irresistible and memorable figure for fans. Jean Grey, X-Men the Animated Series. Jean Grey Summers, also known by her superhero identities, Marvel Girl, Phoenix, and Dark Phoenix, is a very famous X-Men crew member who was originally introduced in Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's The X-Men #1, September 1963. A member of the mutant superhero group X-Men, Jean Grey possesses innate superhuman abilities, including telepathy and telekinesis, allowing her to move objects with her mind. Her extraordinary powers first manifested when she witnessed her childhood friend being struck by a car. Notably, Jean Grey holds the status of an Omega rank mutant, denoting the highest level of mutant abilities. Her exceptional powers extend to cosmic levels when merged with the Phoenix entity. As one of the most powerful mutants on Earth, Jean Grey's capabilities reach the point where, combined with the Phoenix Force, she attains a cosmic magnitude. The potential consequences are staggering, as she could possess the ability to destroy the entire universe through sheer thought. But before you guys point it out, yes, I agree that Jean Grey's portrayal in the X-Men animated series is most definitely the weakest iteration of her character. But again, she also stood about for being undeniably hot, even if she kept making stupid mistakes, which called for others to rescue her from compromised situations again and again.
You're the only one for me, Jasmine. No one will ever come between us.
Heads up!
Princess Jasmine, Aladdin, the Animated Series. Jasmine made her debut in Walt Disney's 31st animated feature film, Aladdin, 1992, and subsequently appeared in sequels such as Return of Jafar, 1994, Aladdin and the Thief, 1996, as well as the television series Aladdin. The character of Jasmine draws inspiration from Princess Bedroulbudar in the legendary Aladdin tale, a narrative within the renowned Persian collection of the 1001 Nights. So Jasmine, the Muslim princess in Disney's animated film Aladdin, departs from the conventional depiction of white, blonde princesses that preceded her. Instead, she embodies the distinctive beauty of Middle Eastern women, coupled with a robust and spirited personality. Plus, Jasmine's character is multifaceted, portraying an independent and strong-willed young woman. Unlike many Disney princesses, she seeks true love and a connection rather than merely waiting for a dream prince. Describing Jasmine as hot not only conveys physical attractiveness, but also emphasizes her seductive qualities, which sets her apart, specifically considering her movements, speech, and overall demeanor, thus contributing to her allure and making her one of the most captivating Disney princesses. Additionally, Jasmine boasts exotic features, which include her ravishingly remarkable raven hair, a petite waist, and the dreamiest kohl-rimmed eyes. And to top that off, she is considered to have the most beautiful bust among all Disney princesses back in the day. Marvelous verdict. By now, we can all agree that at least 4 out of the 14 women on this list made some sort of contribution in our sexual awakening back in the day. Each of these female cartoon characters brings a unique allure and charm to the screen. From the seductive Poison Ivy in Batman the Animated Series, to the complex Talia Alghoul in DC Comics, and the powerful Storm in X-Men, the thread weaves through diverse representations. These characters undoubtedly redefined hotness back in the day, something even some cinematic representations couldn't capture, given that these animated characters extended beyond physical appearance to encompass personality, strength, and cultural representation. So, who are your top 4 characters from this list? Let us know in the comment box below.